Hey guys, Sanguis Fulgur here, and today I've got something pretty cool to show you. So we have a 3x3 wall of glass that's just blocking the way to my beautiful bedroom in there. But if we just hit this button right here, then all of that will disappear and we can just walk inside. That's all fine and dandy. However, if we don't want anyone looking in for various reasons, then all you have to do is hit that button right there and then close it back up, and now we have a solid wall that nobody can see in, because obviously you don't want people watching you sleep. That's just weird, and that's why you don't want people seeing in. But anyway, if you just open it back up and we hit this button again, then it will go back into the glass wall. So that is all fine and dandy. Now, one thing to remember is it will not mess up if you hit this button while it's closed. However, it won't actually change when you close it back again, open it back up again. There's a T flip-flop, so it remembers which state it's in, but it won't actually change it unless it's open. So that's just something to remember. It won't mess up, but it won't change it either. So just to show you, if we close it like this, then hit this button again, and then since it's supposed to be in the solid form, it will just go across into the solid and then also transfer back into the glass form. So we don't really want that. And as you can see, this should be in glass again. But if we close it back into the solid form, then it should be all fine. So yeah, let's just go check out the redstone and then we can start on the tutorial. Alright, so this is the redstone, and it's quite large. However, it is only 2 blocks wide, or deep, or however you want to say that. And so, as you can see, this part works mostly like basically as a regular 3x3 glass door. However, we also have this door swapper down here, which is basically a wall of piston pushers. So yeah, that works out pretty well. We have a quad piston extender down here, and that just pushes all of this up, and it makes the floor, the ceiling up here. Well, that's important when it's glass, because you can see both sides, but here it doesn't really matter. And then up here we have a quad extender, but a triple retractor. So these top ones are just regular pistons, but the rest of them will actually extend. So basically here we have a T flip-flop, and when we hit this button, it will turn all of these off, so they'll just retract, and then it will go through all of this and make the door open. So as you can see here, it just goes down, and all of those retract very quickly, if I might add. So yeah, that's pretty cool, and this part actually works pretty cool as well. So we have a button right here, and that will push these across. However, it also activates this T flip-flop right here. So the next time you push it, these will still go across, but it doesn't matter, because when this will activate, and it will send a pulse over here and activate these as well. So these will go second, and it'll push the glass across. I'll show you that right now. And so it just pushes the glass right across, and then when you push it again, it'll just push the solid ones back into place. So that's pretty cool, and yeah, that's about it. So now I guess it's time to start on the tutorial. Alright, so this is where the door is going to be, and if we just dig down 9 blocks, including the floor, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's as far as you'll need to dig down, so this would be the floor layer of your hull. We're going to place 4 sticky pistons, or just regular pistons, and we're going to repeat that 3 times. So we're going to have a wall of 3x4 regular pistons facing upwards. Now we're going to place a line of 3 blocks going up like that. 3 high like that, and then a 4th one with just 2 blocks. And then go ahead and place redstone on all of those. Alright, now if we just go ahead and place, a repeater going into this like so, a redstone on top of that block, and a block on top of that like that. Then we're just going to place a comparator going into that block, which will power that redstone. And in front of that, we're going to, actually, not a block there, but we're going to make a T flip-flop here with a dropper facing up there and to the side here. Those are just temporary. And then a hopper going into that. Now on top of this hopper, we're going to place a comparator back where it was. And then in this bottom one, just go ahead and place any item. So it doesn't matter, it can be movable or stackable or not. Alright, now this is actually going to be the input to your door right there, and on this side we're just going to place 2 repeaters, one on 2 ticks and one on 1. Now back to this side, we're going to place a torch tower going up like so, with torches here, 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 and there. And then on this side, we're going to place a torch on top of that with another block and another torch over here. And so that is going to actually power all of the pistons. We're just going to replace these back down here. And that is the closing mechanism finished. So pretty simple, right? Alright, so the next part is going to be the closing. So we're going to place a block right there, and then a sticky piston right here with 5 slime blocks on top. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A redstone block on top of that, and then we're just going to place a placeholder right there, and then another sticky piston with another 5 slime blocks on top of that, with yet another redstone block right there. So we have that right there. Then we're going to place an immovable block right there with a repeater on 4 ticks on top of that. That's going to go into a block like so, with a sticky piston on the side of that block with yet another 2 slime blocks and a redstone block right there. Now from here, we're actually going to go over 2 blocks like that, and place a row of 3 redstone dust right there, and we're just going to place 3 regular pistons beneath that with a wall of 3x3 sticky pistons, 1 block beneath it. Alright, and now we are going to place a torch on this side of those blocks, and then over here we're going to place a repeater on 1 tick. So down from there we are actually going to go this way and place 2 repeaters, each on 1 tick, and those are going to go into another set of blocks that are going to go down like so. And we're going to place dust on all of those, and then right here we're going to place a dropper, a dropper and a hopper, just like that, and place an immovable object in that, just like that. And that would create a normal hopper dropper monostable if it weren't for this 4-tick repeater right there. And that is actually going to go into a piston right there with a block on top, and that will lock the item in here, but it'll block off the signal here, so it'll actually create a 1-tick monostable. So we're going to go place a comparator right there, and the unstackable item is important because that'll give a 3 signal strength to power all of these. And then over here we're just going to place a couple of blocks around like that. And then we're going to cover all of those with redstone. And then down here we're going to run another line just like so, with blocks around like that. And we're going to place a 3-tick repeater here, two ticks right there, dust in front of that like so, and then another 2-tick repeater right here, and then just run redstone dust across all of those. So over here we're going to place a redstone torch right there, and beneath that is going to be a block with dust on top of that, going into a sticky piston facing upwards, into a repeater on 3 ticks that's going into another sticky piston with a redstone block on its face, and that is going to go down into a repeater on 2 ticks, just like so. Now that is going to run across all the way through here into 5 pieces of dust, so just like that. And right here we're actually going to place a activator rail, and that's important to update these pistons when they're in this position down here. So on the other side we're going to place a block coming out of this 4-tick repeater we placed earlier, and then on either side is going to be a half slab, just like that. And we're going to place redstone dust on both of these as well. Now this doesn't look like it's going to into anything, but it's actually going to update these pistons over here, so it's very important. And we're going to place a piston monostable right there with a 2-tick repeater. That's going to go into an immovable block there and there with a redstone dust on top of that one. And then down here we're going to have a piston on 1 tick, and that's going to be going into another piston with a redstone block. And beneath that we're going to have 2 pieces of redstone dust, just like so. And then right here is going to be a half slab. And then on this side we're going to come up like so, 3 blocks like that, dust on these 2, and then a torch like there. And then we're going to have a 2 blocks like that, and a repeater on 1 tick. And I believe that is all of the opening and closing finished. So if we just want to go down here, place in our floor, and then a glass right here. So we're going to have a 3x3 wall of glass, and obviously you can change this, but we're just going to test this out right here. So the closing works just fine, and then we're going to try the opening. There's our problem. I don't know how that happened, but let's just try this again. So let's see the closing and the opening. And I'm very glad that worked that time, because if it wasn't that, I didn't know what it was. Okay, and so the last thing we have left to do is the door swapper. Alright, so we're going to begin by placing a wall of 3x3 pistons. So we're going to actually, let's see, so it's on this layer, and it starts right here. So we're going to have just regular pistons going across like so, and then across the other side we're going to have 3, 3x3, and then the wall. So another wall of 3x3 pistons here. Alright, just like that. And then on this side, we're going to come over here, place an immovable block right there, and we're actually going to place one there as well. And then we're just going to go down here, place blocks around like that, and 2 repeaters, each on 1 tick, facing into the door. Now on these we're going to have redstone dust, but right here we're actually going to place a block there and then a half slab there, so with dust on top of both of those. And that would be, this is the input to the swapper. And then to carry it over to the other side, we're just going to place a half slab right there with dust on top of it, a torch right here, and then a T flip-flop here that's going to have a dropper facing up, one facing to the side, and then I'm just going to place that there, and one facing down here. Now we're going to have a hopper right there, and then just coming out of that we're going to have a comparator right there with a sticky piston right, if I can make it, right there, block on top of that, and a 3-tick repeater right here. That's going to be going into a regular piston, or actually it could be either, but that's going to be pushing across, and we're going to add an extra 2 blocks right there with another sticky piston on top of that one, and another regular piston. Alright, and now we're going to place a sticky piston right there, and this is going to have, this is going to be a butted, so it's going to have a slime block right there, and there's going to be a redstone block on there, but I'm going to wait a minute in case it updates and messes it up. So we're going to place a 3-tick repeater right there, and that's going to go into a block with dust on top, and we're going to have a half slab down there with another one right here, and that is going to push this line back across, and then we're also going to have a block up here with a half slab, a redstone dust, and 3-tick repeater with a regular piston that's just going to stop this from updating again. It's going to push across and keep this from going up. So the last thing that we have to do is just place a sticky piston right there with a redstone block on its face. That's going to go into the same design that we had on the other side, this little W shape, except this one's simpler. It's just going to have repeaters on both sides and dust on both of those. So the last thing we have to do now is just place a redstone block right there, and it should be all finished. So I guess we could just place in a temporary door. This can be, however, I changed that. That should be 1 tick. Whatever design you like, as long as it's movable. And so right here, and we also need to place an item in here. So just any old item right there, and it doesn't have to be unstackable, it can be anything. So that should be it all done. I'm just gonna press this right here, and the door will go across, and then press it again. Okay, now it's set. Press it again, and it should come back. Maybe not. Is it still right here? It is still right there. It never moved. I should probably put it in the hopper, because I think that's where it's supposed to be. Okay. There we go. And now we have this back over here. So just gonna make sure it's working. That is interesting. Oh man, I forgot. I need a block right there and another immovable block right there, and that should reset it. Well, it's a good thing we tested. So yeah, there we go, and that is it done. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks a lot for watching. And if you did like it, then don't forget to leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, the one thing that I don't really like about this door is that it has these slime blocks here, and that would grab like the wall if you have anything here. But it's fast and it's simple, and it's just easy to use. So that's what I went with. And this was actually a challenge by one of friends of mine, and I hope you like it, Ben. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Now, I'm planning on finishing out this room. There we go. And I believe this room is completed.